In the newest chapter of Bahar, the hospital becomes a battlefield of private wars, yet once again, all paths lead back to Bahar, the woman who carries the weight of everyone's fate on her shoulders. The corridors echo not only with medical alarms but also with fears, secrets, and decisions that will reshape every life touched by this place. As the episode unfolds, Bahar is thrust into a whirlwind far more intense than anything she has faced before. While trying to reunite the prematurely born quintuplets with their fragile and terrified mother, she stumbles upon a truth she never expected to confront: Renjin is dying. The diagnosis is brutal, the timeline uncertain, and the emotional impact devastating. Bahar's world narrows instantly. She now has one mission: to pull Renjin back from the edge, no matter what it costs her. Meanwhile, Seren's reckless move sends shockwaves through the hospital, igniting fresh fears that Aziz Yilmaz is spiraling out of control. His behavior grows increasingly unpredictable, and those closest to him begin to wonder whether he's about to cross a line he can't return from. But what no one knows is that Yilmaz has already made a secret, earth-shattering decision, one that could upend the delicate balance of every relationship around him. In the midst of this chaos, Bahar turns to Harun for help, pleading with him to save Renjin before it's too late. But this is not just a medical challenge, it's an emotional reckoning. Old wounds reopen, loyalties shift, and the lines between duty and affection blur in dangerous ways. When Bahar attempts to convince Renjin to undergo a life-saving operation, Renjin makes a shocking request, one that leaves Bahar shaken to her core and forces her into a heart-wrenching moral dilemma that no doctor or friend should ever have to face. Just when the storm seems overwhelming, another truth explodes into the open. Parla uncovers the secret that everyone has been hiding from her. Her reaction spirals rapidly into disaster, and in a terrifying twist, she finds herself confronted with a life-or-death situation. Bahar is pulled into the crisis not only as a doctor but as a mother, and the emotional stakes climb to their highest point yet. But the greatest danger still lies ahead. A looming threat within the hospital begins to take shape, silent, invisible, and deadly. What starts as a minor concern escalates into a full-blown emergency that could claim countless lives. As catastrophe approaches, Bahar realizes she must fight not just for her patients, but for the people she loves most, including Evren, who is drawn into the center of the unfolding disaster. Bahar is forced into a gripping race against time, battling chaos, fire, and the collapse of everything she has worked to protect. New predictions for the next episode. In the upcoming episode, Renjin's illness becomes the emotional core of the story. Although her condition appears to deteriorate dramatically, subtle clues suggest that she will ultimately pull through. Filming information points to her continued presence on set, signaling that Renjin will survive, though the journey will be harrowing. Her temporary decline is used to heighten suspense, deepen relationships, and pave the way for unexpected character revelations. But the next episode brings even more surprises. A mysterious new specialist arrives at the hospital, a surgeon with a controversial past and a connection to Renjin's family. His arrival will ignite rivalries and force Bahar into a new professional challenge. Yilmaz's secret decision begins to surface, revealing a shocking plan involving a transfer, a resignation, or possibly a self-sacrifice tied to Seren's actions. His storyline will pivot into a darker, emotional arc. Bahar and Harun face a confrontation that will expose hidden resentments and unresolved feelings, pushing both characters toward decisions that could reshape their futures. Parla, recovering from the life-threatening incident, begins to display symptoms of deep emotional trauma, suggesting a new psychological storyline that will ripple through her relationships. And at the heart of it all, the hospital emergency expands into a full-scale crisis, possibly involving contamination, structural damage, or a system-wide failure that forces the entire staff to unite in an adrenaline-pumping battle for survival. By the end of the next episode, Bahar will stand stronger, fiercer, and more determined than ever, yet the cost of her courage may be greater than she realizes. This is Bahar, a world where every choice demands sacrifice. Every secret carries a price, and every heartbeat could be the last.